with the news bulletins every Mondays to Sundays. And today my name is Farish Majid. And before we dive into the news bulletin in details, let's first look at some of the stories making it down the headlines. In the headlines tonight, Adi and West Nile Diocese Bishop cautions public over child violence. Nebi Catholic Bishop commends women associations for championing peace. And parish chiefs decry the lack of gadgets for implementation of PDM. For this and more in the NILE CAST News Bulletin. All right, dear viewer, once again, you're most welcome for the NILE CAST News Bulletin. And today, my name is Farish Majid. And in some of the stories making the news bulletin today, the Bishop of Madi and West Nile Diocese, Right Reverend Charles Collins Andaku, has cautioned the masses over the rampant violations of children's rights, asking government of Uganda to take punitive measures. The Bishop made these remarks during the launch of the Month for the Children, an annual event organized by the Church of Uganda to raise the voice of the voiceless children and awaken the duty bearers to their responsibilities over bringing the children. Frederick Dramadri filed the story.
Speaking during the celebration of Catholic Women Association, held on Tuesday, 31st October this year in Pakwach Catholic Parish, Right Reverend Wakurach Omony congratulated women for the excellent work they have performed in the diocese to promote peace and unity in their families. The bishop noted that the conduct and performance of women to support their families in a given area is a reflection of true faith they have for God.
Huko kumegwa Bikira Maria. Legwa Bikira Maria kuchamangira bigora rio. Mundo Bikira Maria kididoname. Kuchamanana. Bigora chia. Koru biro. Wachwale parish mogo. Eche chambine. Eche champi makilumu mola. Mola. Tigo. Tigo. Orba eleke chamo. Nana. Oru bine chamo. Tigo. Tigo chamo parongo.
However, Jane Avur Pacheto, the Pakwach Women Member of Parliament, thanked the associations of women like Lay Apostle, Elderly Women Association, among others, which has proved them for being role model women to young girls in the Catholic Church, especially in Nebi Catholic Diocese. Avur further promised to follow up government pledges to donate tractors to women associations to support their groups through commercial agriculture.
I want to commit here at the level token. Actually, the office of foreign sector far. Kawani papa kete akele toka kutoka kwa kimini to individual wami tu kwa kimi institutions tell patatu wele nikikara kwa dawa nitele matongo man ameshika nia kama ndio kwa eneo bila kulipa 2026 I'll buy a tractor or tractors for the women of Nebi Catholic Diocese and I promise I will do it. I will do it because I am here by the grace of God.
In the meantime, Pride Berchan, the chairperson Catholic Women Association, Nebi Catholic Diocese, expressed gratitude to the bishop for having promoted women's rights to be in various associations in the church. Berchan urged all women in the diocese to be submissive to their spouses while they carry out their duties in the churches.
Doctor to commissioning one equipment kitema any move the Nebi Catholic Parish. Eda mangodi Bishop Bishop Santos Lino wano. Wati mutishmone kwa chaka chi COVID-19 mwalo 11 uketu tich maketa matimo pe so wamito foi chuma mon mi de Catholic diocese ni kine executive eta kine magibe timo yer mi orma eni gido kutuma Paul ve chalo an ni wacho ni akeme dira hotel wiki kendu chalo cha person eni dong tambara mirari oya Road Bishop kine wapi ni office yore lifaria para bora chalo ma weshu echa handover majuke mu iwo kwedu pe dong jotela mu pe wangwade wangeu ingo ento maecha de usherwango kuti mutispa mongo wachake mwa kaka majuke toa iesha chi wape medra kode wangwa nikatu tijeti mrema tek wanelo ni apire tek miyero executive itineraries wekara kwanywa ni coordinating lembe itineraries matungtunge niki karatishu iwa youth.
Catherine Akuma Venjina, Member of Parliament for Older Persons in Northern Uganda, who was the chief guest at the celebration, reminded the people of Greater Nebi to support the preparations for Namugongo Martyrs Day on 3rd June 2024, where Nebi Catholic Diocese will animate the celebration.
Namugongo pete gomenu nene kunendo ngaho ngara koliki go ada kunyaliki pinye biru bina mugongo ba kwenye do mwanye go beba re angeyo kawali pro kunu masabu de kunu mego kide majina nene kutela mu ateka kamale kudi kiri muje kinu angeyo ya kawali kujiwa mombi role ya mae wabetu nya mugongo Pima rungu manabu anguro zongo beba kokoromanya no kalikwe rungu jitamta apaje makuke koi nyamba ake tumina mkongo waya umomo akao noko majikeje katisli ngeni patiel kadeni pario kawoni nange mondo rebe chiko mondo paeba entole mudure wango kwale unge vitu sende Donganda tungi wegu ni kwai unaya wegu kuruwe diocese mwaba ane tulita jimanye mele male zakaye kaboli pati ba ngoli da jobe male kumenye mina mgongo nguma kudilwe male ngola waizawo biyo kunene gwa makumbe kwa tungwane wabedo kanene.
The Nebi Catholic Diocese celebrates Catholic Women Association at the end of October annually. The bishop announced that next year's celebration will be in Parambo Catholic Parish under the theme, Christ our Pillar in Faith. Alfred Jawok, West Nile TV, Nile Cast.
And dear viewer, you must welcome back, and we apologize for that story that did run. And that story is of the Bishop of Nebi Catholic Diocese, Right Reverend Raphael Pomoni Wakurach, who commended the good work done by associations of women in the Catholic Church within the Nebi Catholic Diocese. He made these remarks during the celebration of Catholic Association of Chua, held on Tuesday, 31st of October in Pakwach Catholic Parish. And moving away from that story, I'm now taking you back to Arua City. The Bishop of Madi and West Nile Diocese, Right Reverend Charles Collins Andaku, has cautioned the masses over the rampant violations of children's rights, asking government of Uganda to take punitive measures. The Bishop made these remarks during the launch of the Month for the Children, an annual event organized by the Church of Uganda to raise the voice of the voiceless children and awaken the duty bearers to their responsibilities in upbringing these children. Frederick Dramadri filed the story.
The Bishop of Madi and West Nile Diocese, Right Reverend Charles Collins Andaku, has cautioned over rampant violation of children's rights, asking governments to take punitive measures against the violators. Children in various regions across the world are experiencing hard times, with many failing to benefit from their fundamental rights that are naturally granted to them. These are blockages arising from violations by various stakeholders ranging from physical, psychological, sexual, emotional, among others, that ruin the future of these children. Speaking during the launch of the month dedicated for the children by Church of Uganda, an annual event to raise awareness on the rights of the children and put the voice of the voiceless children aloud, and also awakening the duty bearers of their responsibilities in upbringing the children, the Bishop notes that many children are suffering in the hands of the empowered persons, though they tend to provide breeding ground for the violence to occur.
Don't provoke the children. Because you discourage them. You can kill them. I also want to warn fathers, don't provoke your children to rape. But bring them up, training them in the abomination of the Lord. I want to warn the society. Take care not to let the children go off. But let's unite together as a society. First of all, the father and the mother should unite.
Uganda being one of the youngest countries in the world, with its 55% of the population noted to be children out of the 75% of the young people, the whole country. According to the National Population Census 2014, this huge population is challenged by the unfriendly environment provided for its better growth. Reverend Leko Emmanuel, the Diocesan Children's Coordinator, Marian West Nile Diocese, encouraged stakeholders and various institutions like schools, churches to provide child-friendly environment and psychological support for the mental relief, as many of the children are undergoing a lot of trauma and distress.
Children, as you see them, they are children who are going through a lot of problems. They need counsel. This month in our schools, let's have counseling moments for children. They can share with you. You can have one-on-one to them. They will give you their details.
Save the Children published that the violation of the rights of the children is at its peak in Uganda, with 68% of the boys and 59% of the girl child experiencing physical violence, while 1 in 3 girls and 1 in 6 boys suffers sexual abuse, something that has a lifetime impact in the mental health and psychological distress during the adulthood. The bishop, however, encouraged stakeholders to take up their mantle of bringing up the children in a holistic way.
The cultural leaders, opinion leaders, the NGOs, the various groups. Let us showcase. Let us love one another. Let us show care for the children. Let us discipline the children. Let's teach good morals for the children. Let's not provoke them.
Section 4, subsection 3 of the Children Act 2016, as amended, provides for a fine of 120 currency points, an equivalent of 2.4 million Ugandan shillings, or a jail term of 5 years or both in case one violates the rights of the children and upon it being proven. Frederick Tamatri, West Nile TV, NILE CAST.
And more in our stories, moving away from Arua City and now taking you to Moyo District. The parish chiefs decried the lack of gadgets for the implementation of the parish development model in Moyo District. This revelation was re-echoed by Vuchiri Geoffrey, the acting deputy chief administrative officer for Moyo District, during the budget meeting at Moyo People's Hall. And Okumu Dominic compiled the story.
It's understood that the lack of gadgets, especially smartphones and computers, has greatly hindered the performance of some of the parish chiefs, making it difficult for the parish chiefs to capture household data under the parish development model PDM in the district. Mr. Vuchiri Geoffrey, the acting deputy chief administrative officer Moyo, said as Moyo district local government, their main budget focus is on the implementation of the parish development model, with over 2 billion shillings ready to be disbursed to the beneficiaries. He, however, acknowledged the lack of gadgets for the parish chiefs, saying some of the parish chiefs manage to devise other means to get some gadgets on their own for implementing the program in their parishes.
Budget focus is effective implementation of parish development. As a district, I'm proud to mention that now effectively we are processing the communities, beneficiaries, households through the PDM system, that is parish development information system, and it has reached the bank, and over 200 beneficiaries have now got their money through flexi pay from the standard. This is a very great milestone. Allow me sincerely thank the party chiefs who have tried their level best to see that these things are delivered and the people are paid through the system. We are also very aware of their challenges, particularly when it comes to our gadgets, like the phone, like data. Also the network challenge, particularly in remote areas, affects them. But most of them have improvised means of how to solve some of the issues. Meaning that some of them borrow even phones to help them work on it, those without smartphone. But this is an operational challenge that we're facing. So we also thank the Secretariat that they have planned to send the party chiefs each month at least 100,000 to help in data collection and also to help in buying data.
Mr. Vochiri, however, said the district also noticed that there are some parish chiefs whom he termed as traditional parish chiefs because they lack the knowledge in technology in executing their duties. This has made them to be merged with those who are well versed so as to improve on their performance.
But however, also there are some also parish chiefs whom I call traditional parish chiefs who lack the technology knowledge. But not for those parishes to miss, we have to bridge them to work under those who can afford to learn the technology. So as a district, we are committed. We have over 2.3 billion, which we are dispersing. We processed the second batch. Other sub-counties have reached the third batch, collect the development. So it means that by December or early next year, we should be able to clear our account. We should be able to clear account, and we have set a target by December 30th. All these funds will have gone to the communities. So we are very serious on it, and we are not going to rest on it.
Mr. Eberu Isaac, one of the parish chiefs in the district, say it's true they have been grappling with the lack of gadgets, which has affected their duties so much, but they are hopeful that the issue will be resolved, though they don't know when.
Because ever since the program started, the Paris-based information management system requires us to collect data using at least maybe a tablet, maybe a computer or smartphone. But you realize even among the parishes there are issues of also these gadgets. Some do not own any one smartphone, and you realize it is a challenge for you to go and collect those data in the field. So many people tried borrowing, but you cannot be sure of what you borrowed because this is a work you should do to accomplishment, and once you borrow it, somebody will be demanding. So it is really a challenge, and we hope that at an appropriate time it will be addressed by the authorities.
Mr. Abiku Emmanuel Vuzi, the sub-county chief of Abeso, urged the district to consider procuring gadgets for the parish chiefs so as to reduce the workload on the community development officers, since due to the lack of gadgets, data collected from the parishes are only being entered by the community development officers, which has slowed down the disbursement processes to the beneficiaries of the program.
We are thinking that if the district could plan and procure gadgets for parish chiefs to implement PDM activities, it will really be of great help. Right now, as I talk, one person is entering all the data of PDM at sub-county level, that is CDO. You will find that if those gadgets are available, at least each parish chief will be able to do at parish level. So now if the workload is left on the hands of one person, meaning that it will slow down the process of paying beneficiaries. So I ask the government to really look into the issue of gadgets very seriously.
The Parish Development Model (PDM) is an initiative of the government aimed at improving the household income of her citizens. The program, which was rolled out early last year, has seen billions of shillings being disbursed to thousands of beneficiaries across the country. However, amidst the billions of shillings being injected by the government under the Parish Development Model (PDM), the responsible persons charged with the implementation of the program still continue to grapple with a number of challenges, key among which are the lack of gadgets for capturing household data and lack of transport for monitoring and reaching out to the intended beneficiaries in the country, something which has hindered the smooth running of the program. I'm Dominic Antonio Kumu for West Nile TV, Nile Cast.
And more in our stories, the King of Aluru Kingdom, His Majesty Philip Raun Olakeri III, has urged all his subjects to buy locally made products. The King made these remarks as government also promotes the Buy Uganda, Build Uganda. The King made this reflection recently during his 13th coronation anniversary held in Parombo district. In Parombo Chiefdom. Alfred Jawok was at the function.
The King made this revelation during his 13th coronation anniversary held in Parombo Chiefdom, Parombo Town Council, Nebi District. According to Larker, promoting local businesses in Aluru land will reduce the cost of buying products from outside countries like Kenya, Tanzania, Dubai, among others. He noted that some of his subjects have factories which manufacture products like water, juice and soaps, which are sold at cheaper prices. Olarker, while giving his speech during the coronation anniversary, appealed to the government to reduce taxes levied on local goods in the West Nile region. Most times, people tend to ignore goods locally made in their own land, but prefer to import from abroad. In the same event, the State Minister for Northern Uganda, Grace Freedom, emphasized government strategies on 4 sectors like agriculture, socio-economic plans, health, growth of people from poverty. Kuyuchwiny further reminded the gathering that government is ready to support individuals with the factories and businesses. She cited factories like Uyoma General Stores in Parombo, which manufactures biscuits, wine, and has employed more than 1,000 youths in the West Nile region.
Is that there are 4 sectors in the economy where individuals, families, companies, organizations can create jobs and wealth. These 4 sectors are commercial, agriculture, services, industries, and ICT.
This year's coronation anniversary was graced by over 3 kings from Acholi, DR Congo, and Madi, respectively. The king suggests that next year's coronation anniversary will be held in Jonam County, Pakwach District. Alfred Jawok, West Nile TV, Nile Cast.
A very good evening, viewers. You are most welcome for today's edition of NILE CAST Sports News. My name is Oracle Benson Pastore. Today is already a new month, a month of October, and today is the first of this particular month, and the year is 2023. And of course, a lot of stories continues to break in the world of sports, and within the nation, the StarTimes Uganda Premier League match round 6 actually concludes today with some of the unbeaten records for some of the teams come to an end. But before we take a look at how the games went today, let's first take a look at how the games went yesterday, where we had so many games on the card, and the biggest of it was in the relegation zone between Arua Hill Sports Club and the team of KCA, and the two sides of course had to share the spoil between themselves after the game had to end in a 1-1 tie. There was another game between the Venoms, that's Vipers, as they did play out Wakiso Giants. In that game, we saw the team of Vipers thrashing aside Wakiso Giants. It was in Wakiso Derby. The game ended by 3-0. Meanwhile, the team of Bull FC still continuing with their final run of the season, and they had a slip win over the team of URA, and we saw the team of Mbara City sharing the spoil with the team of Bright Stars as the game ended in 1-1 tie. Meanwhile, today so many games were played, more special for newly promoted sides. It has not ended so well. It has been a bad day in the office for the likes of Osen Balangi. You talk about the other coach of Airtel Chitara. Briefly, I need to tell you how the games went. We saw the team of Airtel Chitara being beaten by Maroons by 1-0. Meanwhile, Gaddafi, of course, we are 3-0 winners over NEC FC. And the other game was actually between Gaddafi and the team the other game was actually between UPDF and Busoga, where we saw UPDF beating Busoga by 2-0. Briefly, the table standing, it's now Bull FC with 18 points. The second on the log is, of course, Airtel Chitara with 15, and it continues up to the relegation zone. Meanwhile, down in the relegation zone, it is still KCA. You talk about teams like Arua Hill Sports Club. Leaving that story, what transpires, leaving the story of StarTimes Uganda Premier League, this time we need to take a look at what is happening in the Olympic qualifications of women football, as we saw Crested Cranes being knocked out of the competition after being beaten by Cameroon ladies by 3-2 in aggregate. The first leg of this game actually was played here in the country at Technical Center in Nzero, which ended by 2-0 in favor of Crested Cranes. But in the reverse fixture yesterday, the normal time ended by 2-0 in favor of Cameroon ladies. They had to go up to the extra times, and Cameroon ladies, of course, got that winning goal in the extra time. That means the qualification has already come to an end, and it is the country, that's the Cameroon ladies, that have sealed a ticket to Paris next year, 2024. Let's finalize everything with what is happening international, more especially in European sports, particularly what is coming tonight in Carabao Cup. 2 games were played yesterday. Actually, the games have already reached to the round of 16. 2 games were played yesterday. We saw the team of Middlesbrough beating Exeter City by 3-2. Meanwhile, Port Vale were 1-0 winners over Mansfield. But taking a look at the fixtures to be played today, or as tonight, I should say, we are having so many big dogs that plays in English Premier League. They are playing tonight. The biggest of it is between Manchester United and Newcastle. Manchester United, actually, they are the defending champions after beating Newcastle last season in the finals. Again, they are tussling it between themselves tonight in the round of 16. Another game is actually between Chelsea, as they are staying at Stamford Bridge, and taking on Blackburn. Meanwhile, as Chelsea will be tussling it out with the team of Blackburn, Liverpool is taking a trip away to Vitality Stadium to take on the team of Bournemouth. And at the same time, of course, the Gunners, they are having a trick fixer up against the team of West Ham United. In more of the fixtures, of course, Everton, they are staying at Goodson Park and they take on Burnley. And the last game, of course, to be played is the game between on-form team that plays in Championship. Actually, I'm talking about the team of Ipswich Town, as they are tussling it out with the team of Burnley. Yes, with that, we have come to the end of today's edition of NILE CAST Sports Update. It has been me, Benson Pastore, doing it for you. More of it will come tomorrow. I am out of the studio. Have the best of your times. We'll link up again tomorrow.
All right, thank you, Raku Benson Pastori, for those sports updates. And I know for those of you who love sports,